Hey, we're back. We've got a house overview video. I've done a bunch of house overview videos with other guests, but today I'm doing one with Dahlia, who's familiar with this house, room 1015. We're going to talk about 9 fragrances, although it's 8 because one of the fragrances has a Extrait de Parfum version, their most popular, called Cherry Punk. So if you want to find out about room 1015, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. This is Dahlia. Are you familiar with this house?
I am.
What do you like about them?
Very rock and roll kind of vibe.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's created by an ex-musician. Or maybe he still is a musician.
That all fits.
It
seems very inspired by songs or musicians or the rock and roll lifestyle.
It's got a rock and roll thing going for it, huh?
Yeah. They're really pushing the envelope with some of the ingredient combinations they're doing.
You think?
I think so. If we were to start, for example, with Cherry Punk, which is in your hand, cherry was not a thing. All of a sudden, cherry became a thing, and everybody was doing, even Tom Ford did a cherry, and it was just everywhere. Everybody did a cherry note. I feel like Cherry Punk was the first one that I noticed anyway, where it was just like full on sweet cherry, kind of at the forefront. And it is a little punk kind of a...
Well, I consider this one of my favorite cherry fragrances. Lost Cherry is really authentic cherry, but this one to me, the fact that it settles to a leather gives it that punk attitude, the punk vibe. But it's a boozy cherry, maraschino cherry liqueur-like concept there.
Sorry, I just like yelled in your ear.
No, it's fine.
It's
super delicious, actually.
Cherry.
It's super delicious. But that definitely settles to a leather, whereas the Tom Ford Lost Cherry doesn't become leathery. There might be some traces of it. This literally goes leathery on me, which is kind of cool.
This has that grenadine kind of sweetness to
it. Oh,
it.
that's the word. Grenadine? What's the Italian cherries that come in a white blue jar?
I have one. I know, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah, but it reminds me of those. Yeah, kind of tart, sweet, boozy.
Very sweet, very vanillic, very boozy.
Yeah, but also rock and roll because of
but it's
the leather.
Cherry Punk, it's kind of that whole Kinderhore vibe from the 90s, you know, like little girl but sassy kind of. It's rock and roll adjacent.
I don't know why, but I picture the grunge ladies with this fragrance, like Hole or L7 or something.
Kinderhore.
Kinderhore?
That's what it was, the fashion aesthetic.
I didn't know that term.
Yeah, sorry, I mean
Kinderhore?
no offense, but yes.
All right, so we've got the Extrait version of Cherry Punk, which is a lot stronger, a lot more longer lasting. And if you have been a fan of the original, must get your nose on the Extrait de Parfum because it's super potent. Actually, the leather is more intensified in this one. What are your thoughts?
When I smell the original Cherry Punk, I get the grenadine and the sweet, boozy cherry. In the Extrait, this Sichuan pepper comes forward a little bit more, and I feel like I get more of the spicy qualities.
It's definitely much spicier. The cherry is not as in your face as the original, and the leather is more amped up with this one. So if you like it less cherry, more intense, longer lasting, the Extrait de Parfum is quite good. But I like both. I really like both.
Yeah, they're really...
one of the best cherry fragrances on the market, I think.
I think it is on the line of what is too gourmand for me. It is very sweet.
Is it sweet that you don't like, or is it gourmand that you don't like?
I have some fragrances that are sweet, and I have some that are gourmand. It's when it is fully like food that it's problematic. I don't know if that makes any sense. This is on the line for me. It's very well done. Very fruity. And
I love the name Cherry Punk. I think it's so original. I think everything going for that fragrance is perfect. I think that's why it's one of the most successful for that brand. Yeah. But Cherry Punk and Cherry Punk Extrait, amazing.
It put them on the map for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we got one of my least favorite fragrances from this house next. It's Electric Wood. And you guys hear me complain about how I'm bored of woods. This is mostly about woods, and I think it needs a little something else. But those of you that enjoy woody fragrances might enjoy this one. I kind of also don't enjoy the name Electric Wood.
It's a little gross. It's light, it's fresh, it's...
woody, very woody.
But then there's also kind of a nutmeg.
There's a warmth in there from the nutmeg. There's a spiciness. but I feel like something's missing here.
It's lighter than, you know what though, considering, I feel like this is an accessible fragrance. And accessible is the sort of thing, like when you say wine is drinkable, I feel like when you say fragrance is accessible, you're saying it's not a bad thing. But for maybe somebody who isn't into the crazy land of collector or niche fragrance community, it's not going to overpower you.
No, I think Electric Wood is definitely very mass appealing.
Yes.
Just a step above designer, I personally think. And I forgot to name the perfumer of Cherry Punk. It's Jérôme Epinette of Byredo and Wilhelm Parfumerie fame. But this particular fragrance, Electric Wood, is created by Anne-Sophie Behaghel. Again, it's not my favorite. I think it's wearable, but it seems a little boring for me compared
wearable, drinkable, accessible.
I want something more.
Yeah.
And then we've got Holly Rose, once again created by Jérôme Epinette. And it's a leather rose combo, which is not a bad combo. I like this combo. It's Tuscan leather, rose absolute, black currant, black pepper, patchouli, and orchid. I like this one. I like the rose. I like the jamminess. The leather is exciting. It's dark. It's a bit, kind of gothic smelling, kind of like a Dracula theme that comes to mind with leather and maybe just somebody dressing up like a vampire or something.
Hot topic.
I don't know. What do you get?
I would also say this is in that category of accessible, wearable, but it's more. Electric Wood is light and fresh, and this has a little more oomph to it. The rose is kind of jammier.
Fruity. There's also that fruitiness.
But it's a
spiciness.
Dense, sweet fruitiness. I'm guessing the holly is from like Hollywood. I don't know. I should have done my homework and like looked
No, I
at that.
think that Holly Rose, I think it does refer to rock and roll Hollywood era kind of.
Sweet. It's sweet. The rose has a feel of violet. I don't see violet as a note, but there's maybe it's the black currant that's giving it that kind of sweet, fruity quality to the rose.
And it needs that sweetness. I like it to balance out the darkness of the leather. And the leather, for me, on skin might be a bit funky and animalic, but it's definitely very wearable.
Accessible.
I enjoy that one a lot more than Electric Wood, because I like it. It's nice contrasts of leather and rose, feminine, masculine. And sometimes I like those kind of fragrances to balance each other out rather than all woods of Electric Wood. Alrighty, we've got a fragrance created by Serge de Oliveira for a fragrance called Purple Mantra. This is probably my second favorite from this house. Absolutely love it. And I've gotten compliments wearing it. Really great. Shopping for clothes. The associate said, "You smell great." And I said, she asked me and I said, "I don't remember what it is." And I went back after I remembered the name because I wear so many fragrances. I said, "It's Purple Mantra by Room 1015. It's a great incense.
I like it.
It's a great incense.
The pink pepper and the clary sage, I think, are really lifting this and making it different and cool and like, ooh, what's that? Maybe it's the myrrh, but there's a real sort of
It's so good.
something.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The lavender combo with the incense, really nice.
And the freesia is giving it a effervescence.
The only thing that I'm also picking up here that I don't see it listed as a note is a creamy sandalwood. Like it's got this creamy base it's swimming in that makes for this really, really kind of very intoxicating and cozy wear. Really delicious. Purple Mantra is great fragrance.
And
Check
it
it out.
does have a little bit of like a throwback feel to me. Like it could have been a scent from, it's modern, but it also has a feel of, I don't know, the 1960s psychedelic to me. I'm not sure what it would be.
I can see that, but do you also get the fizziness? There's a Coca-Cola fizziness in here.
I think that might be the pink pepper.
Pink pepper and incense together, I think. But also, do you remember Serge de Oliveira?
Maybe.
He did fragrances for Atelier Oblique.
I love them.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is a good one. This is my second favorite, guys. This is Purple Mantra from the house of Room 1015. Then we've got Sonic Flower, which might be my third favorite from the house.
I thought you weren't ranking these.
I'm going to rank them.
It's got a nice iridescent cap on the Sonic Flower.
It's once again created by Jérôme Epinette. This one is orris, carrot seeds, pink pepper, skin musks, jasmine petals, ambroxan, and cashmere wood. For me, this one does remind me of a Byredo fragrance. Whenever I see Jérôme Epinette, his hands are all over, his DNA is all over Byredo. And this one kind of has Byredo-like DNA for me. I don't know what it is, but this one smells fantastic. It's very earthy. It's very vegetal, buttery orris with some light sweetness creeping in.
Yeah, the buttery, creamy quality is very... the iris and the orris is really forward in this one.
Do you like iris?
I do. This is a very buttery one. This is a very... it's clean, but it's also creamy.
Yeah.
Almost lactonic, but not.
There's a weirdness about this because it creates a powderiness, and I never associate powder and butter together, but you get it when you wear it. There's powder effect and also the creamy butteriness together, combining to make for a really delicious wear. So Sonic Flower.
I think the carrot seed is also kind of giving it a little je ne sais quoi. It's kind of a note that I've been seeing more of, but it's still a little bit like good weird.
From what I heard, carrot is usually used to replicate or replace orris or iris. They have very similar smells, but carrot goes more vegetal. And there is a vegetal vibe in the background with this as well, but such a great scent. Sonic Flower.
And that's a cool name.
Yeah, I do like it. Definitely very rock and roll.
So what do we think this next one is named after?
Well, you guess. In such a green bottle, you can probably guess already. Look at my fingers got green on it.
Sweet Leaf. I have almost bought this 2 or 3 times.
This one's once again created by Sergio Oliveira. It's cannabis, eucalyptus, grapefruit, angelica root, jasmine, cashmeran, patchouli, turpentine. Turpentine?
It's got this camphoric quality.
It's so bitter green.
It doesn't smell like weed. This is probably my favorite from the brand.
Oh, wow.
And I this is not about it. I know what it's inspired by. But what I like about it is it has this quality of walking through a eucalyptus grove. Kind of, but it's not outdoorsy. I don't think. It has that kind of, it does have eucalyptus in it.
It's very eucalyptus.
It's very green.
It reminds me of a discontinued Killian fragrance, Light My Fire or Smoke for the Soul, because it's the same combo of cannabis and eucalyptus. They are a bit different. And what I like about that is the cannabis and eucalyptus are very similar in different directions. The grapefruit tones them down. And for some reason, whenever I see cannabis, grapefruit is always there to balance it out.
Yeah.
It adds this citrusy, bitter zinginess with that kind of camphoric touch of the cannabis. What a great...
That's
a great
really
fragrance.
Good. Very aromatic.
Yeah, very good.
Really, that one's really good. That's my favorite.
So that might be competing with Sonic Flower. We shall see.
Oh, Sonic Flower is your favorite?
No. Cherry Punk is my favorite, followed by Purple Mantra.
Sweet Leaf is my
Sonic
favorite.
Flower and Sweet Leaf might be tied. And then we've got 1015. We have a club in San Francisco called 1015. Have you been there?
Have I?
Club 1015?
I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But 1015, created by Jérôme Epinette. This is a sandalwood fragrance. It's sandalwood, violets, mandarin orange, iris, saffron, papyrus, gaiac wood. This is basically like a creamy, almost lactonic sandalwood fragrance with citruses and powdery touches.
This would be lovely
leather.
in a hotel lobby.
This would be lovely on somebody. It smells like... It smells like spa to me.
It would be lovely on somebody, but not me.
No, I would wear this one. I would totally wear it. It's sandalwood balm. But to me, it smells like, you go into these like saunas and it smells like wood. It smells like that to me, like spa. Like a spa smell. A woody spa.
Or a hotel lobby.
Or hotel lobby.
Like
when you need to go steam up in the spa.
It's very nice. It's very accessible. It's like the electric wood, but maybe a little more elevated.
I prefer this over electric wood. I really like it. And again, once again, it's Jérôme Epinette. There is a bit of a Byredo-like touch for me. So that's the thing, is the recognizability. But I must say, if you like Byredo and you like the perfumer Jérôme Epinette, check out this house because their fragrances are not as expensive as Byredo fragrances. So.
And it's a nice presentation.
Yeah, I do. I do think they're great.
Right.
All right, last but not least, the 9th fragrance is yesterday. Not today, but yesterday.
All my troubles. They seem so far away.
This is created by Amélie Bourgeois. It's notes of vetiver, cardamom, thyme, lavender, davana, bergamot, sweet orange, basil, carvey, which is caraway, rhubarb, sandalwood, musk, tonka, amber woods. What do you think about this one? This is actually very aromatic and spicy with an overdose of vetiver combined with that aromatic, spicy freshness of cardamom.
It does have a retro quality.
Once again, it's maybe a bit on the boring side because it is vetiver, but I prefer it over electric wood.
But it has a lot of those sort of barbershop notes. It has that kind of splash quality to it.
Barbershop.
The bergamot, which, you know, that fougere type of fragrance is a little yesterday, as the name suggests. I don't know if, I mean, just
Yesterday
saying.
I got a barbershop shave.
Did you?
Not yesterday, but last week.
Okay.
No, this is actually good. It's much better than yesterday for me. The perfumer of this one and Electric Wood are from the same firm, so they know each other. But I much prefer this one because there's some excitement happening here.
The vetiver is very forward.
And I had to look up Carvey because I didn't know what the heck Carvey was. It's caraway. Have you heard of Carvey?
But it does have those aromatic spices. It is maybe not herbaceous exactly, but like.
Well, it's got thyme and lavender. That's herbaceous enough for me.
It's clean.
Yeah, and plus that rhubarb we were talking about earlier.
We had a whole conversation about rhubarb.
Yeah.
We'll spare you.
Yeah, we've got rhubarb in this, but it's a good one. This is definitely good. But for me, I would say Cherry Punk Extrait is my number 1. Purple Mantra number 2. Sonic Flower and Sweet Leaf tied at number 3. I don't know what to pick at number 4, but probably Holly Rose.
I think Sweet Leaf is hands down my favorite, and I'd probably put Sonic Flower with Cherry Punk tied for number 2.
Okay. Cool. Guys, if you haven't discovered Room 1015 fragrances yet, please do. I have a link to their store, online store, in the info box. You can go there and check them out. There might be a discount code there as well, so please look and check out the fragrances. And I think Cherry Punk, like I said, is probably the most popular for this house.
Yeah.
But you heard what my favorites are and Dahlia's favorites. But if you have any questions for us, do let us know. Put a comment down below so we can find out. And follow Dahlia at the Perfume Dahlia on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Other than that, we'll come back with more videos soon. Please like this video. Please share it and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.